Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we are now once again kind of seeing the big, just unravel of GTA 6 that's now been kind of plaguing the nation. Now, when it comes to GTA, there's always been a little bit of a controversy when it comes to how the game is kind of presented. There's been overall bans going on when it comes to the game, and obviously a lot of parents have always been very concerned on like what the subject matter is being shown and if their kids are allowed to play it and everything else. Like Grand Theft Auto's always had that little bit of a stigma of the game of being the somewhat bad boy of the gaming planet. And we're gonna go talk about this because it seems like right now a lot more folks are very, very anti the GTA 6 and what they're kind of portraying on the trailer, what they're portraying about having like kids to go play the game, and everything else all in between. So we're gonna go talk about this. I want to hear your thoughts as well. You know, as always, try to make sure to be a little bit on the respectful side when it comes to content overall. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We also have the brand new Twitter giveaway going on if you guys want to go check out for $5 or a PlayStation 5 itself. If you guys want to enter in those down below. And as well, there's also a brand new Samsung promotion going on over here with a hashtag ad and Samsung partner. If you guys want to go and check those links down below, if you guys are interested, there's a bunch of really cool things like Galaxy tablets, a bunch of different size prices, and all that type of stuff. With the most recent launch, we'll have a little bit more of an in-depth in the next few days for that. That'll all be linked down below. This is technically a hashtag ad, but if you guys want to creep on this stuff, you guys are very welcome to if you guys are interested in the products themselves. So, as you guys probably know, Grand Theft Auto has now been kind of officially announced. We knew about like the tweets, we knew about the initial like kind of conversation, leaks, and everything else, but now we have the full-on, here is the trailer, here's what's going to be happening, here's like the kind of somewhat teaser of the content that our game is going to be producing. So if you guys want to go and check it out, there you go. And that's basically what Rockstar has said. But now, obviously, when it comes to big games like, say, Grand Theft Auto, where over, I think, 80 million people so far have already watched the trailer, there's always going to be a little bit of a controversy right this second. And now there's, well, people kind of calling out what they had in the trailer, saying that kids should not be allowed to play this game and everything else. And, well, I'll be honest, I do somewhat agree. No, not on the crazy takes over here, because there are some people kind of going like to hardcore into political regions and other various regions too as well. But I just kind of think in the baseline, before we get into any crazy stuff, there is a reason why a game like Grand Theft Auto, which just the title of the game itself is a literal crime, is meant to be a mature rated game. And I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, oh, well, you know, you're like 13, you shouldn't play this game. But based on like, you know, ESRP ratings, you literally should not. And if you're a parent, you should also be kind of on top of what your kids are playing, what they're seeing, what they're interacting with. And I'm going to go and say on the very top level, I'm just going to say, if you're a parent, just make sure you know what your kids are playing, what they're doing, who they're interacting with. I think that's called just being a good parent. Now, and I also agree, too, as well, there's always been like a little bit of a freedom nowadays. When I was a kid, you know, I'm 29 myself at this point, but whether I look it or not, for me, I always, well, had to wait until I was old enough to go play, like, say, mature games on myself in the first place. It just is what it is. And that's how my parents raised me. But at the same time, back in the day, I think parents were somewhat more, I guess, concerned in what they're being shown, or maybe saw more stuff on TV and the news and all of that. Nowadays, I do kind of feel like, especially if I'm watching on YouTube content creators, TikTok creators, whatever it might be, some certain games like, say, Grand Theft Auto might be a little bit more accessible towards someone who's younger, especially someone who maybe has like Steam. You get like a Steam gift card, you can't really control what you're going to spend it on. First, like back in the day, if I even want to play RuneScape, I had to have my parents go give me their own like credit card or whatever it might be. So right now, we're seeing posts over there actually have gone pretty viral. And I'm going to have to go and highlight this because it's one of like the more like, you know, raunchy scenes, I would say, on this one. But basically what they go and say for this is just all caps, we need to ban GTA 6. Like, they're calling for a literal ban in the sense of the game. Children should not be playing this game. Hashtag ban GTA 6. With, if you guys were relevant towards the trailer, was the one girl on top of a car. You guys probably know what I mean. And then there's a few other hotter takes, and I can show some of the articles that people are referencing about just talking about like politically wise and other sense wise, where I'm one of those folks, like I'm a gaming channel. I don't think I necessarily dive too much into the politics of games unless it's like very, 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 very bad or something, you know, inherently horrible. But I would go and say that there's a little bit of a weird almost disconnect where the point kind of makes a little bit of sense. I do think for a game like GTA, especially based on the trailer, we should be a little bit concerned on what the kids, you know, are playing in the first place. Like they're like, you know, like there's a double whammy. Like, I don't think that you have like an 8-year-old kid. I don't think they should be playing GTA, especially when the game first comes out, because you want to know what's in the content of the game. You don't necessarily know swear words or actions or everything else that might be involved in the game. I think most people watching this video would probably agree. Like, there's a certain age where you don't want to have those kids playing Grand Theft Auto. But at the same exact time, some people are trying to use this leverage to kind of ban and block the game and kind of call for like a, I don't know, like a boycott of the game itself, when in theory, I think the game is fine. games like Grand Theft Auto are kind of meant to exist. Like, these games need to be real. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit more on the crazier side on here, because it's kind of blended on it. Like, I think the high level, you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, just watch what your kids are playing, make sure it's all okay. Or if you have to get to a certain age, it's almost like a rite of passage when you're able to go play a game like a Call of Duty or a Grand Theft Auto, at least when I was a kid, like you turn like 14, 15, all right, like you can make your decisions, you seem mostly fine, you're good to go, enjoy the game. You know what I mean? But now, yeah, people are really outraged. Like, people are saying that there's a bizarre moral panic fit. People are kind of going crazy. And then I feel like for every single Grand Theft Auto game this happens, I'm cool if you are mature enough to play the game, or if sometimes you need to have like that bad boy of the game industry, as I was talking about. You want to have things out there. You want to have a chance to have things that kind of push the limits and kind of tease things, or almost like a South Park. I really do feel like a game like South Park, or I guess more of a TV show, they do have a game, where it's like you almost need to have that fit of like the bad boy, where you're allowed to go and like kind of make fun of some stuff, and you're allowed to kind of stereotype a little bit. Now, obviously you don't want to be like really bad or really racist or anything else, but like you almost have to make like fun of society. A big kind of thing, a lot of things I've been talking about over here for, let's go and say Grand Theft Auto, is people are kind of making memes relating it towards like the Florida Man, where you have now real life examples of like alligators literally getting taken out of pools in Florida, or like crocodiles literally going to like convenience stores in Florida, or like the random kind of granny, if you guys remember that from the trailer with the double hammers, that was also based on a real thing. And I feel like this is like them making fun of society. They're making fun of the Florida Man. And like, that's cool. I like the idea of that. It's funny to me. Like, I have friends in Florida, like, and they all think it's funny. Like, it's just a funny idea, funny concept. But at the same exact time, people, I think, are getting a little bit on the moral outrage on the wrong reasons. Now, like I said, I'm cool with kids. Like, you have to make sure you know what your kids are doing. You have to parent your kids. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that take. But people are trying to say, like, we have to ban the game 100%, not even allow these games in Walmart. And that kind of takes things a bit too far. And at the same exact time, like, they're also trying to go and ban the game from just normal folks, like some of you guys watching this video that are just want to play the game. And I'm one of those people. I want to play Grand Theft Auto. I'm down with it. I'm cool with it. I want to play it. But it's kind of crazy because some people are having these bigger takes too as well. They're like, why are the Zionists at Rockstar releasing this sexualized game for children? But like, once again, this game is like an M-rated game. GTA 6 is only one piece of the mass social engineering project to permanently rot the personalities, values, and ambitions of young men. And the only ones that are basically over here, they're just like, obsessed with the naughty bits, the naughty crazy stuff. And it's because a lot of these folks are out here. Like, some of these tweets have a lot of views, and I even looked at the tweet itself as a reference over here because I have it over here. Some of these are hitting millions of views. Now, obviously, sometimes you have the outrage as well. You also have people that will, talk about this stuff, which is, it brings more views. The controversy always brings views towards those things. So it doesn't mean that there's like millions of people who agree with it, but millions of people are seeing it too as well. And it's kind of weird, because I do feel like there is a little bit of a split on the world. And like I said, I keep on trying to be a little bit of a devil's advocate. Like, you should be careful on what you're watching, or if you're like, you're against, like, sensitive against a type of content or whatever, it's okay. You don't have to play it, or you don't have to have your kids play it, or your family play it. That's fine. That's fine. It's your call, your choice. I'm never going to judge you on that. But at the same time, you shouldn't really take it away from someone who's okay. Like someone like me, I'm going to play GTA. I don't really care. Like, if the game is cool and the game is a fun game, I enjoyed GTA 5, 4, and 3, I'm going to play the game. I'm going to enjoy the game. It's going to be probably good. I've enjoyed Rockstar games, even think like Red Dead Redemption. But it's because I know and understand the vibe, and I'm mature enough to understand it. Well, someone who's maybe a child, maybe won't. And I can understand like the maybe more push towards parents, be a little bit more like knowing what's going on. And they know what there's involved their kid's life and what kind of things are being shown. But at the same exact time, there's like people kind of go on these extra pushes where it's like they're trying to go and say that they're like changing the male society, which, I mean, like, it's sometimes just a video game. Sometimes it's just not that deep at the end of the day. And they're saying like, hey, I'm no prude, but GTA 6 should give us cause for concern. Another note, also, the video games don't turn kids into killers, or essentially says that in-game crimes such as Grand Theft Auto and all these things are not a big deal, but they're saying that the possibilities do not end there as well when it comes to just more of like the real life examples. And this kind of goes back to the big token thing, and it's a little bit of a harder subject to go cover, of like things of like Call of Duty. Does it cause worse things to happen over time? And I would probably say, at least in my take, this is where it gets like the sketchy stuff, so always just be respectful in comments. I'd probably say no. I've been a gamer my entire life, and I've seen gaming do good. I've seen people raise money for charity. I've seen people who even play games that are like, say, a Destiny, go and raise millions of dollars for charity, or Fortnite, or whatever it might be, and overall can be really good influences towards people in the overall gaming sphere. And I think that's what I like to go and present and highlight more, besides like the potential negatives. Now, negatives are always should be like accounted for and should be noted, or like I said, making sure your kids know what you're kind of watching and being being a part of. But at the end of the day, I think that's more of a parental issue, and maybe the game itself to maybe promote it a little bit better if they need to, or ESRB ratings to make sure it's a little bit more safe, or things like GameStop, Walmart, etc., or even online things like Steam to maybe have an ID to make sure you can actually buy the game if you're underage. Maybe, I'm not sure. But at the same time, like, I think most of us I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm going to enjoy the game for what it is, and I'm going to be happy with that at the end of the day. Like, I'll probably enjoy the game. So do you guys think a game like GTA, hopefully not, I'm sure most of you guys are going to think this is kind of like more of an entertaining rather than like a big drama side, should be banned? And I'm kind of curious. And as well, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys do want to go check out our sponsor for the video itself, for the Samsung tablets, all that stuff, there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff on the channel in the next, maybe I think on Friday or so. We're going to be announcing a little bit more talk on that, and as well as are all linked down below if you guys are interested in the tablets themselves. We have, I think, 3 separate links, so creep on those if you guys would like. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed, join in the brand new Twitter giveaway if you guys would like to down below, and I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow for some more brand new videos.